where information is power.
Praise the Lord, everybody. We are back. Anthony Miles, your Christian reverse mortgage answer man, telling about the truth about the reverse, the hidden truths, what people don't want you to know, what the banks don't want you to know. But very important information you need to know if you're already in a reverse or thinking about a reverse. And I always say, even if you're in it, forget everything you've heard, because a lot of it is different that you never knew. And a lot of those postcards I sent out to people who currently have a reverse in the DMV, especially in the Beverly Hills of the East Coast, Washington, D.C., got that informational card. Every card I send out doesn't say, hey, you qualify for this or that. It's strictly information that you need to know that you were probably never told, like 90% of the people who have a reverse mortgage, I'm finding out. And if you don't have a reverse, then these cards are going to start coming out to you too, so you are fully informed. But you always can be fully informed on this radio show every Wednesday, WL 1450 AM, 95.9 FM. You can tune in, 1-800-952-PRAY, 1-800-952-7729. You won't be on the air spreading your business. Call me off the air. Pass that number on to a friend. Look at that Facebook page with all the different videos I upload about these hidden truths, and also seminars I love to do. I do them for free because it's free information. I'll even cater it at the church, whether it's a senior wellness center. This information must get out there, so I do not get all these phone calls I get about people just so frustrated and angry with the reverse, because I get angry because I find out that they got scammed. They weren't told the blessings part. Those blessings were hidden. The scam part was pushed in, and now they've got a bad taste in their mouth that when I tell them the truth, they go, man, if somebody would have just told me that, this would have turned out differently. I still would have done it. I still would have done the reverse. But I would have treated it like you just explained to me, Mr. Miles, and done this or done that. And we're going to get into that, this and that today. So we were talking about how people who are at least 62, and they're thinking about retirement. Most are already retired. Some are still working, and even more are starting to still work because they can't afford everyday bills. A lot of these people still have a mortgage. So the best thing, I can't think of the word, but whatever, the best tangible asset that they have on this earth, their home, they're using to their advantage. But what they're doing is in a regular mortgage, they're refinancing, and they're getting money out to live off of, to make improvements to the home, or to try to enjoy life, or just to survive. And they're making payments still. And they're making those payments from 62 to 75 up until their 90s and 100s. God willing, you're still here at 105, still making a $1,000 mortgage payment to Bank of America. God bless you. I don't know how you could do it, but there are people, believe it or not, doing that. And it's crazy, because they don't have any other choice. They don't have a 401k plan, they don't have annuities, and they don't have one of those IRAs or Roths that I can't fully explain because I don't have one either, all right? And I need to be more prepared also. So I'm trying to practice what I preach in that sense, and I'm looking into those investments. I'm 43 though. If you're 62, if you're 72, if you're 80s, it is too late. It is too late to open up an IRA. It's too late for that 401k, for those annuities, because you would have to throw thousands of dollars a month into these programs, if even possible. Thousands of dollars that you just don't have. Most of my clients are making anywhere from $700 a month to maybe $1,500, $2,000 at most, and that's the higher end. The middle is mostly like $1,000 a month. What do you make? $1,000. Okay, what do you get from pension? That's it. Social Security, $1,000, or I don't have Social Security, I just get $1,000 from my pension. That is not enough to survive. That is not enough to survive after. If you're still making a mortgage payment, somebody's helping you out. And if that somebody's always going to be there, great. If they're not always going to be there, what are you going to do? What you're going to do is you're going to panic, you're going to get stressed, and you're going to wind up losing your home. And that's not what I want to happen. So what I'm presenting you today is this opportunity that most people just do not understand when it comes to the reverse. The reverse mortgage is not a program where you do not make a payment except your taxes and insurance. That's 100% wrong. That's the bank's definition. That's the bank's definition of the reverse. Everybody hears that. I don't make a payment. That's wrong. You do make a payment, but you get full control over what amount is paid and the frequency of those payments made. There is no mortgage out there. Right now, I'm subservient to the bank. When I make a payment, I make it based on what the bank says I have to make. I get the paper every single month, 1401, and then it goes up because taxes and insurance go up. And it keeps on going up, and I can't fight it and say, hey, my payment went up, I don't want to pay that anymore. Those are the terms. I have to be subservient to what the bank says when they say it, or else I'm going to lose my home. And that's how it is for every other person who's in a regular mortgage. You've got no control. You got nothing except what the bank tells you to do. The true definition of a reverse mortgage is one in which the homeowner gets the full control over what payments are made and how often they're made, but they still have to mandatorily pay their taxes and insurance. So control over the payments, what does that mean? Well, that means when you wake up and you go, how much do I feel like paying this month? $5? $500? $1,000? $1,500? That's full control. Or zero. If you wake up and you go, okay, this month I'm not going to pay anything, you don't send anything in. You're never receiving anything like I get from the bank that says, this is what you must pay by such and such date. And if it's not paid by such and such date, here's your grace period, and then you're going to get these late penalties, this interest, and then these threatening letters in the mail that you do not want at 62, 72, 82, because that's stress you do not need. And there's many of you listening now that know that kind of stress. I know that kind of stress, and I learned that kind of stress at 35 years old when we started getting those letters with my mom. Foreclosure was looming. Couldn't keep on doing it. I couldn't keep on paying $2,200 a month. And it was killing me. Giving the bank $2,200 and just having my balance go down a little because we had just refinanced. So my mother was, I think, she was 69 at the time. Okay, so 69-year-old refinancing a 30-year mortgage. If I passed away and wasn't making those $2,200 payments, she'd have to do that. That's rough. That's almost impossible when you're only making $1,100 total from Social Security and pension. Okay, so I just let the cat out of the bag, Mom. Everybody knows what you make, but that's true. That's rough. 900 something from Social, 200 measly from a pension. That's not enough to survive. So refinancing and still having those payments is brutal. A lot of people don't realize that. So when they're making these payments every single month and just a little is going off that principal, it's not doing much for you. With the reverse mortgage, you have that full control. You have that full decision making to be the boss, to be the owner of that home first of all. Just like a regular mortgage. Who owns the home? You do. You can sell it whenever you want. The bank just owns the note. Same thing in the reverse. But in a reverse mortgage, all of a sudden all bets are off the table in the sense to where you receive a statement every month in the mail that doesn't demand what you must pay. In fact, it says this is not a bill because you fully control all payments that are made. Whether you decide that one month to make a zero payment, the next month to make a $300 payment, the next month after that to make a $1,000 payment, you make that decision. You make that full decision on what you want to do. So why in the world would the bank, bank's not going to give me that decision now. Now. Because they need that money. They got no guarantee. So I must pay them. There's nobody backing that loan. It's just the banks. And if I foreclose, they lose that money. If I just walk out, they lose that money. They got nobody backing it, nobody guaranteeing their investment into me paying them back. So I must pay them on their terms. In a reverse mortgage, you do have somebody guaranteeing the loan. You have somebody guaranteeing the bank that no matter what, whether that person makes a payment of $0, $500, $1,000, they've got that full guarantee that they're going to get paid back no matter what. So for the bank, the federal government is that guarantee. So they basically say, look, you don't got to worry about anything. This person sends in money, they don't send in money, you're still getting paid. So because of that guarantee, that's what gives you, the homeowner, full control over payments that are made in the frequency. And when I say frequency, I'm talking, you could say in 2018 January, I'm going to make a $500 payment and then not make another payment till 2022. That's the ultimate, unbelievable, priceless control you receive. But guess what? The bank hates that. Hates that. They do not like you have that control. Yes, they're guaranteed to be paid back, but they want a whole lot of money. They don't want you making a payment. That's why you never heard the reverse mortgage is one in which you make a payment, but you decide what you want to make. No, you've always heard the reverse mortgage is one where you don't make a payment, because that's what the bank wants. Because if you know the truth, that you're under full control of this and you can pay it back whenever, if ever, they lose valuable compounded interest money that they do not want to lose. So you better believe they're going to hide it from you every way possible. 1-800-952-PRAY, 1-800-952-7729. Remember, we're on for a full hour, so we got 2 more parts to get to. Sit tight, don't change that dial. We're about to heat it up with other stuff you do not know.